Hey folks, welcome back to Full Bore Silver. A little afternoon update here. As you can see, we have breached 79 on silver per ounce. 79.329 taken with volume and authority. I believe markets are officially closed now for the weekend. I'm not sure what the SGE hours are, but what a day. What an epic day. Silver, where are we at here? 10.47% jack in one day. We've got everything else running too. Palladium 12.5%, platinum 10%, gold staying above that $4,500 range. We have nickel up 6.5%, rhodium up 2.5%. Rhodium is that component in catalytic converters along with palladium and platinum, and that's why so many catalytic converters get stolen out of cars in Austin, Texas, is because we have a communist district attorney that was funded by George Soros, and he doesn't like to prosecute crime. So a lot of thieves are making off with a lot of rhodium, platinum, and palladium. I don't think that's driving the markets. There is a deficit, and that deficit will amplify in coming years. Most of the production in the world is coming out of South Africa, a little bit out of Rhodesia, and probably some out of China and Russia. Yes, I still call it Rhodesia. And because South Africa is a complete communist mess too, their infrastructure sucks. Their power goes off several times a day. I know because my lady actually manages IT teams there. And it's still somewhat livable if you have 15-foot walls around your place and cameras and private security teams. But, you never know when you do have that full breakdown of society, whether I kind of think that's how it's going to go in this country. We're going to see a gradual decline, and it will mimic Rhodesia in the late 70s, early 80s, and South Africa, the way it's gone as of late, with the killing of farmers, appropriation of land, and such. I hope it doesn't go that way, but what we're witnessing right now is a complete breakdown of the monetary system and the debt based fiat currency system, which is helping to drive precious metals, along with exploding industrial demand worldwide now. And so, what a day for celebration, though. We can't get too dour. Absolutely incredible. I mean, some of these metals are trading like speculative tech stocks. There is a cyclical rotation into hard assets, real assets, not nonsense companies, quantum companies like Rigetti and Qubits that are based out of strip malls, not companies like, oh, I don't know, the largest company in the world, NVIDIA, that trades at 33 times sales, not earnings. And all their projections are based around AI explosion, which nobody's really made any money on yet. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of the platinum explosion, I really try to give you guys a lot of actionable intelligence here. And I gave you that platinum play back when we were right around 1760. I said if we break 1780, it was off to the races. And we see what's happened. Platinum today reached a high of 24.75. Also highlighted the U.S. Mint deal. I guess somebody in the U.S. government forgot to update the pricing on the platinum 1 ounce, which is an official U.S. currency with a face value of $100, but they were selling them at 23.45. And last I saw from BC letter on X, the U.S. Mint had completely sold out of them. So even on the buy, you're up over $100 on the coin. And with my estimation, platinum is going to at least 5,000 in coming months. So I think that's going to be a score. I hope some of you at least were able to maximize on that deal. So we're going to continue giving you actionable intelligence on all these metals and the equities, the miners, etc., the cyclical pattern of this commodity bull market that is starting. So you can harvest that fiat and you can indemnify your wealth and your family and your security. We don't worship the money, as Francis Hunt says, but it does afford you a lot of opportunities and it takes care of a lot of problems. If you're in a really weird country like, say, the UK, where they're arresting people over Facebook posts, and you decide that you want to flee to Argentina, Chile, Peru, Guyana, you're going to need a little bit of money. And, stacking the physical and then having an appreciable asset like silver, gold, platinum, etc., is just going to give you that much more flexibility in survival. A couple other things I wanted to highlight. What we're seeing with this breakdown of the debt based fiat currency system is the global redistribution of wealth, which is what these globalists have wanted all along. And I'm talking about the real hitters, the real players. Years ago it was Trilateral Commission, Council for Foreign Relations, sort of morphed into the World Economic Foundation, Bilderberg Group, all these entities. But they took a look at America and our. So if you were to graph it, here's our population, and then here's our wealth right here. Well, here's the population of the rest of the world. I can't stretch my hands that wide because it's 8 billion people, but their wealth is down here. So what they want to do is suck the wealth out of the Western nations, redistribute it across the 8 billion people, balkanize everybody, have everybody fighting while they steal as much as they can. So you're ahead of the curve, you're stacking precious metals, give yourself a pat on the back. And, a lot of this intel, I watch tons of podcasts, talk to a lot of people in the space. Francis Hunt, Market Sniper, he's probably my favorite in terms of the combination of the macro view and then the technical analysis. He's one of the originals, like Michael Oliver or Manarino or some of the others that really called this when silver was trading sideways for years and years. He was just on with Triangle Investor, and the guy went absolutely off. It was hilarious. I thought the host, his head was going to do a complete 360, and he just knocked him off his feet with information. And he does monologue a little bit, but man, so much great information from him. Another interesting point, we talked a little bit about it. BYD, the largest EV maker in the world, China-based, is joining Samsung in the solid state battery race. Kilo of silver per EV car. One astute commenter said you're going to start seeing Grand Theft Auto, or at least batteries being ripped out of cars, kind of like catalytic converters are being ripped out of cars in Austin. So that could be interesting. But you know what is really interesting is the great Elon Musk. It's funny how he never talks about silver, and he makes all these EVs, and he talks about solar and battery, and he's got all these huge build outs and gigafactories in Berlin and China and here in Austin, out by the airport. Never talks about silver. Do you think he's just asleep at the wheel, or him, along with all of these other technocrats, are accumulating as much as humanly possible while these prices are still sub 3 digits? I think they're doing it on the secret, along with all central banks and sovereign countries with any inkling of what's going to happen. And when the word gets out, that's only going to spike these markets higher. So, yeah, just kind of an emotionally exhausting day just watching all this go up. We're running on iced coffee and the good stuff from Bolivia. And no, I don't mean the yayo. I'm talking about silver. So, Bolivia, historically the largest silver mine ever in human history, Potosi. It's what made the Spanish Empire the most powerful empire in Europe for 300 years. They've harvested over 2 billion ounces of silver out of Potosi mine, and I believe it's still being mined to this day, at least a segment of it. So you're talking about a 6,000-year-old currency, precious metal. No, it was not engineered in 2008 or 2012, whenever NSA coin came along. I mean, Bitcoin came along. No, it can't be confiscated digitally by the CIA, State Department, Department of Defense, FBI, etc., as we're starting to see these cases pop up. I wish my Bitcoin boys and maxis all the luck in the world. I feel terrible for them watching Bitcoin just trade sideways in the 80s now for, I don't know, it seems like months and months and months, and just watching these parabolic moves in all the precious metals. You definitely were in the wrong asset class if you were in crypto. So, yeah, just a little bit of a wrap up. Um, I did divest a little bit on the spike right off the bell of some of the miners and the equities. And, it probably wasn't the right thing to do today because everything just kept going up. But see green, take green sometimes, at least hedge a little bit and take some of those profits. And then I did see some consolidation happen on a few names. I believe it was, let's see here. I believe I legged back into Highlander. I bought some more Hecla. I grabbed... The gold miners didn't really move tremendously today, just because gold didn't have the rise that some of the other metals did. And then I did a bunch of research on some other names. So that's kind of the name of the game, is you take your profits on these equities, you harvest the fiat out of them. It's a completely different game than holding the physical, but you harvest that fiat and then you roll it into precious metals. So here's platinum, just crazy, crazy spikes. We're knocking on the door at 2,500. Silver, again, just, I mean, look at these candles. This was kind of ridiculous. We love to see it. This is TRX. This is Bill Holter's gold company in Tanzania. Interesting play. Penny stock, more or less. Actually, it hit $1, so no longer a penny stock. I bought a little bit more of Vizsla. Don Durrett gives this one really good ratings. The chart looked great. I bought it down here when it was kind of forming that bull wedge. Just to give you a little tiny sample of, what I do. I guess it was more of a descending column. Oops. So you can see that column-like shape going down. I knew it would come back out, and, well, here we go. We finished at 592. So very interesting. The last point I wanted to make was the GSR gold-silver ratio. Watch this one like a hawk. I can't believe this hit into the 57s. We're about to get down to 56 on this guy. So, yeah, I mean, you remember the years when we were up in the hundreds. Let's go to a different time frame here. I mean, this is all recent movement, and this signals the monster spike to follow in silver. Look at how imbalanced this is from March of 2020. 126. Now we're at 57. So just an incredible day for celebration. I'm super happy for all the stackers out there. Thank you for tuning in to Full Bore Silver. Like, subscribe, share. Congratulations again. Get some rest. Get some playtime in this weekend because it's sure to be another incredible, exciting week next week. We'll talk to you later. Take care.